audience and panelists. It is a great day today to discuss and talk more about managing human resources diversity. Firstly, human resources management is a set of human management policies and practice that influences employee behavior, attitudes, and performance. Jackson Methods in 2000 has defined human resources management as the design of formal systems in an organization to manage human talent for accomplishing organizational goals. According to Workforce America, diversity is another trait or human trait that is different from our own and outside the group that belongs to us, yet is present in other individuals and groups. In addition, the expertise of managing human resources is also useful in assessing where diverse candidates can be placed in the organization so that they can make the most valuable contribution to the company. Therefore, human resource management must be implemented in the organization so that it can produce a dedicated and professional employee in performing the task and trusted by the company. Before we start, I would like to introduce four panelists who can share some of their thoughts on human resources. First panelist is Dr. Akmal. Second panelist, we have Dr. Hanisa. Third panelist, we have Dr. Khairunisa. And lastly, we have Dr. Mirza. First of all, thank you to all panelists that can give more time to this forum. Thank you for coming. Before we continue this forum today, I would like to say that we have two sessions in this forum, which is a session for all panelists to tell about the content and second session with question and answer from all panelists. Alright, let's go. Let's start with our first panelist, Dr. Akmal. Could you share about the challenges in managing human resources diversity that relate with this forum?
Alright, thank you. First and foremost, I would like to thank you, organizer, for inviting me to deliver some information to our forum today. A very good morning to our moderator, panelists, and audience. My name is Nurul Akmal binti Abbas Taman, and my matric number is A19B0706. There are common challenges to build a diversity workforce, such as communication issue and generation gap. For communication issue always occur in every companies, even though small or big company. When it's come to diverse workforce, communication between other teams can be challenging in the interpersonal arena. For example, many of members usually are not fluent in English since this is not their first language. Therefore, language barrier could mean that teams member inefficiently communicate and have a lot difficult to understand each other. Second, challenges is understand the generation gap in the workplace. The generation gap which can lead to difference of opinions, skill, value, attitudes, and belief between one generation and other. For example, lack of attention to generation differences will make any company less efficient. Critical management skill will involve understanding generational difference to strengthen working relationship between employee, especially between baby boomers and Generation X. That's all from my opinion. Thank you, moderator.
Thank you to Dr. Akmal. Now, I'd like to ask Dr. Hanisa about the importance of human resource diversity management.
Thank you to the moderator, Dr. Ni Ahmad Shukri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I start share my point, let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Hanisah binti Maksum. My matrix number A19B0675. So now I will start sharing the important human resource diversity management. For your information, diversity management is very important. First is recruitment the appropriate workforce. As a good human resource manager, they must be careful in hiring the worker. Human resource manager need to be more sensitive to select the employees based on the diversity of workforce in terms of gender, race, religion, education, background, and so on. For example, in the construction sector, it's only offer job to men, um, because a man have strong energy than women. For me, this work is not suitable and right for women to choose this work because it exposed to danger. Um, you all can see this kind situation that um, this kind this kind of situation that make diversity important in job selection. Second is spend for human resource need. Human resources need training emphasize on quality aspect to ensuring the number of employee in the organization is sufficient in line with the need of organization. Training for human resource need for the aspect of quality include the process of identify the expertise and educational background of exciting employee as well as employees who went to hired by the organization. Nowadays, discrimination between male and female employees should be avoided. Qualified women should be given the same opportunities which men. That's all.
Thank you to Dr. Hanisa. Now, we will continue with Dr. Khairunisa. Okay, Dr. Khairunisa, what is the role of managing resources in diversity?
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Firstly, I want to say thank you to moderator. Okay, I will introduce myself first. My name is Nurul Karoli Sanada binti Muhammad Azad. My kami number A19A1115. Today, I want to talk about the role of managing human resource diversity. The first is recruitment and selection of important man operation in human resource management. This because the design is to minimize the strain of employers to meet the good and strategic objective of employers. Then the process of finding, screening, making a short list and selecting the right candidates for the required vacation in the company organization. For example, in the role of managing human resource diversity is interview, test, different checks, and so on. Therefore, through this method, we can appoint employees who are skilled and talented, increasing the field offered by the company to the employees. Second is role of the managing human resource diversity is performance appraisal. This is because the performance appraisal is a periodic review related to the work performance of employee and the overall contribution of employee in the company organization. This performance appraisal will be used by the company um, to recommend the promotion of an employers. Then this performance appraisal is very important for organization to increase employees' salary and employees' performance commitment. Therefore, performance appraisal will be done by the manager, yourself, team, and so on. This performance appraisal must be done in the organization so that the appraisal done fairly can help a committed employees in performing their duty. And thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Khairunisa. Before we continue with this forum, now I like to share with all panelists about the advantage managing human resource diversity. I have two advantages that I like to share with all panelists. First, innovation. Usually, we know that diverse teams lead to give more innovative and effective ideas and implementations. To find someone who are innovative thinking teams is when they require individuals to go outside of the normal paradigms of operating, using diverse perspectives to reach new and creative thinking. At the same time, a group of similar individuals with similar skills is much less likely to stumble across or generate new ideas that lead to innovation. Second, localization. Nowadays, there are some people thinking that in a global marketplace, a company that employs a diverse workforce is better able to understand the demographics of the various consumer markets it serves. It is better equipped to thrive in that marketplace than a company that has a more limited range of employee demographics. For the emerging markets around the world demonstrating substantial GDP growth, organizations need local talent to enter the marketplace and to communicate effectively. So, I think these advantages also relate with this forum for today. How about your opinion, Dr. Mirza?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Mirza Muazzam bin Zulkifli with number matric A19A0357. Thank you, Dr. Nick, for sharing about advantage human resource. But human resource diversity also has advantage. First advantage is hiring manager focus on leadership quality too often. Diversity in workplace seek out experts who excel in their chosen career, job function, and team environment. The goal is to create a series of strengths that allow everyone to grow over time. These are all advantages, but it also becomes a problem if hiring managers are bringing people who all want to be in charge. Competitive can be healthy, but it also can be dangerous when it spirals out of control. When the goal is promote the individual instead of the team, then the diversity initiative fail. You must go beyond what you see to create a team that complement one another. That means there must be a leader, people who are content with their current position, and individuals who come to work because of their passion. There must be emotionally diversity too. Second, the advantage human resource diversity is in the workplace can create too many opinions. When hiring manager focus on diversity, they are creating a series of different opinions that can make it easily to find the right journey to take the forward progress. There are also time for number of available opinion can create a problem for the organization. When everyone get a chance to be heard, then the speed of project can slow down just as quickly as it can increase. If you cannot come to agreement with the team, then the task of deletion lie with the supervisor. That means someone will be right, other will be wrong. And this process can create conflict in the rank over time. People who feel like their perspective are ego might stop sharing their idea because of this issue, which reduce the benefit of approachment diversity in the first place. That's all for me.
Thank you to Dr. Mirza. Lastly, I'd like to ask Dr. Akma, how about international perspective in the context of managing human resources diversity? Could you, Dr. Akma, explain about it?
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, firstly, I love to share about the international perspective. First, research by the Australia Centre for International Business (ACIB) indicate that diversity improves the quality of management decisions and provide innovative idea and superior solution to organization problem. However, the international perspective of human resource will be different from the original one. The explanation of the former seem in the fitness of the context. For example, cultural factor and also economic condition. For cultural factor, as discussed before, culture is value, belief and moral by the people. Organization culture means a collection of value, expectation and practice that guide inform the action of all team members. For example, in Japan tend to focus on the work group, while in the West, the more usually prescription is still to focus on individual worker incentive. Second, for economic condition, there is different economic condition among nation or countries. The difference of economic condition or system because of their differences in the scope of human resource practice. For example, during this pandemic COVID-19, every person, economy, city and country have been experienced the lockdown since the COVID-19 spread quickly around the world. This pandemic COVID-19 proved that all the world have been faced economic crisis and struggle to stable back the economy. That's all from international perspective. Thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Akmal for explanation about it. So now we will continue with second session, which is a question and answer session. I will start with the first panelist, Dr. Hanisa. Can you give the importance of diversity inside aspects of society?
Thank you, Dr. Ni Ahmad Shukri. The importance of diversity inside aspect of social first is safety. Every employee should be given protection in term of safety while working. For example, when male and female employee are mixed in the same organization, maybe sexual harassment in the workplace will exist. Law relating to sexual harassment in workplace have forced human resource manager to complying with all provision outlined under the law. This law has been enforced by the government to ensure the safety of worker. That's all.
Thank you to Dr. Hanisa. So we will continue with second panelist, which is Dr. Khairunisa. Dr. Khairunisa, can you give the role of human resources in making a quality employee?
Okay, thank you to the moderator. The role of human resource in making quality employees is training and expansion. This is because employees accepted in the company will be given training such as following the orientation in the company. Company orientation is like the company activity, introducing the new employee and how to perform the task that the employees will perform. Then the orientation also involved in company ethnic and culture. Then especially in the process of development of professional skill and knowledge the company. For example, training and expansion such as the use role playing method, stimulation method and online training. This because through some training and expansion activity, this can improve the ability of employees, really exposure to employees and so on. Therefore, training and development of human resource play an important role in producing dedicated and quality employees. And thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Khairunisa. Next, I will ask to Dr. Mirza. Dr. Mirza, can you give another disadvantages of human resources diversity again?
Another advantage human resource diversity is Human resource diversity in the workplace can create communication problem. People from different culture may not speak the same language as their primary communication option. Hearing people from different areas can provide unique perspective, but it also can cause issues with how co-workers speak with one another. Even when the same language is spoken, there can be difference in the meaning of certain word understanding problem that can create confusion in the workplace. There are survival tools that can help to work around this problem, including translation tools from Google. Unless there are direct transaction present on the tin. However, there can only be a misunderstanding that could eventually lead to the conflict. That's all for me.
Thank you to Dr. Mirza. So, lastly, I'd like to ask Dr. Akmal, from our previous discussion, what is the implication from this topic?
Alright. The implication is labor cost factor. In labor cost concept, human resource practice also influenced by different countries. If the labor cost is high, it can require more focus on labor efficiency, which in turn can influence human resource practice to improving performance. For example, labor cost is quite more in UK as compared to India. Wide gaps in our work also exist among the country, which also need to be considered in human resource practice in particular country. Um, Next, India have to work 5 days a week in the central government department, while 6 days a week in the state government department. That's all.
Okay, thank you to Dr. Akmal. I like to close this forum with the conclusion. So now, in short, human resources management is an effort to develop and implement a system in an organization that aims to attract, develop, and retain a high potential workforce. Meanwhile, the diversity of the workforce includes difference in gender, race, women's workforce, and so on. The diversity of the workforce can create various problems in the workplace if not managed properly. Therefore, as a human resources manager should be more sensitive to every difference of employees in terms of culture, beliefs, and racial sensitives. Every employee is entitled to the same facilities and benefits without discrimination. I think that's all for this forum for sharing about managing human resources diversity. Thank you to all panelists for give your time. Thank you.